Knowledge your love, respect. God works in mysterious ways. You know, when you find yourself, and I say this respectfully, when you go within and do the proper healing and show up for yourself, can't nobody take that from you but you. Regardless of how much they trying to kick you down when you're trying to elevate to become your best self vision of yourself, can't nobody dim your light but you. Especially the light that God installed within you. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Don't nobody understand the obstacles that you had to overcome to become your best self vision of yourself. And you ain't got to wear a mask to tune into yourself because you're so real with yourself to understand that, when you went within to show up for yourself and meant what you said, to do that proper healing, it wasn't an overnight process, and it would never be an overnight process. Can't nobody take that away from you with the enemy installed within you for you to be dysfunctional. And I say that respectfully. To allow you to psych yourself out your thought process, to allow you to feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself. But when God is in your life, God shows you the light within you to become your best self vision of yourself. When people gave up on you, they overlooked you, they manipulated your character, they disrespected you, they tried to dig up dirt on you at the end of the day, but God had a better plan. And they don't understand that you continue to elevate, and they don't understand that they cannot get in your lane. Because you choose yourself. And you understood not to shortchange yourself when you self-reflect and meant what you said, that, listen, I can't allow myself to become victim to my trauma, my pain. Because you want me to be where you at, low vibrational, miserable, dysfunctional. I don't want to live there with you. And I say that respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Everybody's not the same. It's individuals that outgrow people for all the right reasons. Doesn't matter if it's family or not. It's the thought process for me. If someone is not bringing value into somebody's life, if someone doesn't know how to respect somebody, it's okay to remove yourself, to know at the end of the day, listen, I ain't going to shortchange myself because you want me to live how you want me to live. I have the control over my narrative at the end of the day. I want to become my best self vision of myself, not to allow you to dim my light. It's the thought process for me. The obstacles you overcame and your challenges when you showed up for you, can't nobody take that away from you but you. No he say, she say cannot dim your light. And I say that respectfully. And especially when you don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. It's the thought process for me. You ain't have malicious intentions when you knew how to respect your neighbor, when they couldn't see for themselves. You knew how to respect your neighbor when they were shortchanged in the store. You knew how to respect your neighbor when it came to motivational support. You knew how to respect your neighbor when it came to the proper guidance because they didn't know if they was going right from left. But you knew how not to kick your neighbor down because they was trying to find themselves, because they didn't have the proper self-awareness. Good day or bad day, when you were still trying to find yourself. But your neighbor just wanted to kick you down because they saw your worth within you. They didn't want you to see the light that was in you, that God created within you. But when all those people that wasn't supposed to be part of your life, when God closed that door for all the right reasons, and I say this respectfully, God places all the genuine people into your life. And I say that respectfully, with no malicious intentions to psycho your thought process, your freedom, your pockets, or your eyesight. And I say that respectfully to remind you of your past. No, that don't live here today. That energy here different. It's the thought process to me. Be mindful when you're judging a book by its cover. Everybody's not the same. There are individuals that don't want to be reminded of their past. When they do the self-reflecting, to do the proper healing, you don't understand what it took for them to overcome that pain and trauma so they wouldn't have to become victim. Because the enemy allowed them to psych them out their thought process. When they past don't live for today. It's the thought process to me. They say real recognize real, but you got to be careful when you having conversations with individuals at the end of the day, because they will turn around and shortchange you because they don't know what real is nowadays. It's the thought process for me. Ain't about competition when it comes to healing. Ain't about competition when it comes to being real. It's a thought process for me. You got to be real with yourself first to be real with anybody else. And I say that respectfully. Someone finds themselves. Someone goes within to do the proper healing, to love themselves. You don't understand what it took for them to find love within themselves, to be at peace with themselves without wearing a mask. But you so quick to kick your neighbor down because you don't have the proper self-awareness within yourself to respect yourself, to stay in your own, to respect your neighbor. But you want to sit there and kick your neighbor down, but you want somebody to support you and not kick you down with words or have malicious intentions towards you. It's a thought process to me. It's not an even exchange, ma'am, sir. It's called respect and stay in your own lane. If you don't know how to respect your neighbor, be mindful. Not everybody's on the same level when it comes to high vibrational or when it comes to finding themselves if they're low vibrational. And I say this respectfully. When they choose their best self vision of themselves to go within to do the proper healing, they meant what they said. They said what they meant. An even exchange when they went to bed that night with good intentions. When they show up for themselves every day. When they choose themselves to understand that, hey, I allow myself to self-reflect that I don't want to be reminded of my past. Not that I don't want to be reminded of my past, but I didn't have malicious intentions when I showed up for myself when it came to my past. But I chose my best self-vision of myself when it came to my future. So that relationship that didn't work out for all the right reasons, God removed that. That job opportunity that didn't work out for all the right reasons, God removed that. Those folks that did not belong in your life, that kicked you down because they took advantage of you. They wanted to take your kindness for weakness, manipulate your character, talk about you so bad. Because they wanted to control the narrative of who you was. When the story wasn't even adding up. Because of the fact they had controlling issues at the end of the day. To psych their neighbor out of their thought process. They couldn't put that projection on you because that wasn't you. Because you knew who you was. When they don't even know themselves. To stay in their own lane, to check themselves. I hope you find peace in your own lane one day, neighbor. And I say that respectfully. But within the process, hey, leave innocent people alone. It's a thought process for me. The energy that you project into the universe at the end of the day, when someone's in their own lane, minding their business, finding love within them, finding peace within them at the end of the day, not to kick themselves down little like their neighbor, to hurt themselves with their own words. It's a thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone. It's not a crime to love yourself. It's not a crime to go within without wearing a mask, to tune into yourself, to self-reflect, to be patient with your process, to know at the end of the day, when it comes to trauma, healing, and pain, from a child point of view, maybe being sexually assaulted, dealing with discrimination, hate crime, the domestic violence, sickness. You put a name to your book. It may went into your adulthood. You may still experience the same thing in your adulthood. You matter. You are worthy too. But be mindful when you're kicking your neighbor down at the end of the day. Because you don't know the obstacles that they just overcame when it came to their storm. To show up for themselves today. Not to engage in words with you, to go back and forth with you. Because they ain't trying to psych themselves out their freedom. Because they neighbor don't know how to have self-respect to stay in their own lane. It's a thought process for me. Because not everybody's supposed to be part of your journey. It ain't about being better than somebody. What God installed within me, this is how I show up. To love myself. I ain't got to gaslight nobody because I'm true to myself. Something that you're not used to, being real with yourself. The energy hit different. Leave innocent people alone. It's the thought process for me. Projecting negative energy on an innocent person who's minding their business. When they found themselves. It's the thought process for me. When it comes to healing and trauma, it would never be an overnight process. So never allow someone to gaslight you, manipulate you, psych out your thought process, and allow you to believe it would be an overnight process, because it would never be. When it comes to trauma and pain, dealing with dysfunctional folks at the end of the day, and I say that respectfully, it's the thought process for me. Leave innocent people alone. There are people who knew what trauma and pain is and what they experienced when it came to their overcoming the obstacles to get to where they are today. When they chose their best self vision of themselves when it came to their future. not to shortchange themselves when it came to conversation, to become victim to their trauma and their pain when their trauma and their pain don't live for the day. Because it was their past for all the right reasons, and they showing up and they meaning what they saying. They're not the same person that they used to be. That energy hit different. How you trying to kick somebody down who's allowing themselves to elevate, who's allowing themselves to come out their comfort zone when the enemy try to psych them out their thought process? It's the thought process for me. We are all not the same, and that's okay. But there's no competition when it comes to healing. It's called respect, name, and stay in your own lane. And I hope you find peace in your own lane one day. Because everybody deserves to be at peace with themselves without wearing a mask. And I say that respectfully. Regardless of your sexual orientation, your disability, your culture, or your religion. It doesn't matter. Everybody deserves to be at peace. Everybody deserves to heal within and mean what they say and show it for themselves in the most healthiest way. Because you didn't know what love was. You didn't know what respect is at the end of the day. Just because someone knows how to love themselves and respect themselves, that does not mean kick your neighbor down because they have self-respect for themselves, not to shortchange themselves for you to allow them to psych them out their thought process or their freedom. It's called respect, neighbor, stay in your own lane. It's the thought process for me. Not your genuine love, respect. Protect your energy because not everybody's deserving your time of your day. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Just because someone gave up on you, don't mean give up on yourself. Just because someone gave up on you does not mean give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you does not mean give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. With no malicious intentions. That's willing to respect you 365 days with no malicious intentions. And y'all willing to meet each other equally, especially when God places them in your life. That energy hit different. Never allow a hating disguise or person with malicious intentions psych you out your thought process, your feeling, your pockets, or your eyesight because they don't got good intentions. You matter, you're worthy. God has not dimmed the light within you because your neighbor doesn't see your worth. You matter, you're worthy. Better days ahead with God's protection for every direction. Loving yourself is not a crime. Be mindful when you judge a book by its cover. I truly appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe remaining year. Protect your energy. Have a safe remaining week. Protect your energy. Have a safe weekend. Protect your energy. Because not everybody's ever your time of your day, let alone to be part of your journey. And I say that respectfully. Any negative energy trying to be projected on me, I actually return. Any negative energy trying to be projected on me, I actually return back to sender. That's how real it is. It's the thought process of me. Leave me alone. What's wrong with you fools? Trying to project negative energy on me. It ain't working, as you can see. Hello. I love myself. I love myself. Without wearing a mask, I'm true to myself. Something that you can't get used to is being yourself. Now you genuine love, respect. Take the mask off and find you. Now you genuine love, respect. Have a good day.